This is TWiT.
So let's talk about, now that you've sort of gone through the upgrade process, you've done your pre-order, you know that the phone is going to be arriving. Apple tried to get you to, during the pre-order process, buy a case for your phone. Are you a case rocker? Are you thinking about a case for this phone? What is your kind of decision whenever it comes to that?
So up until very recently, I always bought a clear case, like a silicone case of some kind. I mean, I've used many, many cases over the years and years I've been using an iPhone. I mean, I've had an iPhone since 2007. So most recently, I've tended to buy a silicone clear case. Here, I've got one here. That's like kind of an old one. You know, pretty bog standard. You got a cutout for your camera. You got a place to plug it in. You got little button covers.
Third party, right?
Yeah, third party. I don't buy.
I can tell.
Probably had Apple.
I can tell from here. It's so third party.
So dingy. And you know, that was for peace of mind. You know, I just didn't like digging up my phone or whatever. I think at some point I realized I was buying, because the phone changes every year, I was buying a new case every year. Mm-hmm. And financially speaking, not a huge burden. I mean, I'm buying an expensive phone, paying $20 or whatever for a case is not going to break the bank. But I realized that I was also buying a new piece of plastic every single year.
Oh.
And I think my wife pointed that out to me. She's like, why you end up buying like a new piece of like plastic and that plastic doesn't work anymore. And then you can't do anything with it.
That's a good,
and it's
good
like,
point.
Huh. And I have a lot of friends who go caseless.
Can we just rewind and have you not tell me that, please?
Yeah, sure. That didn't happen. Those plastic cases, all biodegradable. They are not. So I ended up, sorry,
Dang it.
I ended up last year with my iPhone 15 Pro going caseless. And it was an interesting experience. I think I was, very trepidatious about it going in. In the end, I think it was fine. I will say the nature of this device is such that it is actually pretty resilient. I have some scuffs around the edges of the device, and those came actually very early on. And I don't know if those were flaws in the process or whatever, or something where I really scraped it up, but I have like a couple of the edges. I don't even know if I can show it off because they're so, I don't think I could probably even get it up to the phone or the camera that's good enough, but there's like a little gray scuff on like the right at the top of the bezel. And I felt really bad. That was like a day in or something. But honestly,
wow.
it never got any worse really. And I didn't really have any other significant damage. Again, a little wear and tear here and there. The biggest thing that's difference is that I do get scratches on the screen because I will put it down face down on like a table or something like that. And as good as that ceramic shield technology or whatever is from preventing it from breaking, it does not really prevent scratches. So I have definitely a few really good ones on there. And if you catch the light in the right way, you will see them for sure. Does it impact the overall usage of the phone? No. I don't. Hopefully, it will not impact the trade-in in terms of when they take it back. I don't think they mainly look for things that are damaged or functional problems.
Yeah.
But talking specifically about the recyclable part, the other part of that was kind of put that in stark relief was the fact that the phone itself is so reusable or recyclable, right? Apple takes these things apart if they're not usable and like uses them for parts and everything. And the idea that I was buying this hugely expensive phone, but that phone could then be reused or recycled almost entirely, and that I was buying along with it a tiny, a piece of plastic that could not in any way be reused or recycled, really made me feel like, is this what I should be doing? So I've not bought a case this year. I have no intention of buying a case. I kind of toyed around with some of the ideas like, maybe I just want like a bumper to protect the screen a little bit, or maybe I'll just get a screen protector or something like that. I haven't done any of that. So I think my experience with the last year, and I think again, as long as it's just like I'm dealing with scratches and not like I'm shattering the phone or whatever, and I will note, as Micah knows, that I dropped my phone on my laptop during WWDC this year and broke my laptop screen, but the phone
was
entirely fine. So At that point, I start thinking, well, it's pretty resilient. So there's also the added thing where it's like when I know I'm getting a new phone every year, I don't mind as much. Like, it's like, it's scratched up. Well, all I got to do is live with it for like another few months or a week or whatever, and it'll be fine. So that's my feeling this year. Is I feel like that is one of the virtues of the titanium frame on the Pros, especially, is that they tend to be, a little bit more resistant to these things. So, I'm planning on going caseless again. We'll see what happens. My good pal Lex Friedman managed to break 2 separate iPhone 15 Pros in the last month alone.
Oh, wow.
He got it replaced, and then he broke the replacement.
No.
So it's not impossible. It's not impossible. It can be done if you are determined.
If you try hard enough. If you close your eyes and throw your phone. No.
Believe in yourself is what I'm saying.
I have been using the clear case as well. This one from Apple, the MagSafe clear case. And I did order that again this year. This, of course, comes with the new camera control button that sort of passes the capacitiveness into the device. I try going caseless at times, and it doesn't feel as grippable for me.
I agree. Yeah, it feels a little dicey at times, for sure.
Yeah, there's something kind of nice and hefty, I guess, about having just that little extra bit of stuff on it. But, maybe there are other ways to pull that off. Because, certainly I just genuinely did not consider the fact that, it works for 1 year and then it's just there. And I think about like all the previous versions of the iPhone case that I've had that just sit there. Yeah, that needs to...
You can melt them all down and make a new iPhone case.
They've got those stinking magnets and stuff in them too.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, if you liked that clip, well, there's so much more to get by joining Club TWiT. You can watch all of iOS Today, where we cover all things iOS, tvOS, HomePodOS, watchOS, and so much more. It's all the apps, all the tips and tricks, and everything with Rosemary Orchard and me, Mikah Sargent. Join Club TWiT at twit.tv/clubtwit to see all of iOS Today.